Hey everyone, it's Michael. I hope you're doing well today, and I have a review here for a sequel to a movie that I hated in the middle of my Cars/Planes franchise reviews. I just reviewed Planes yesterday, and it was absolutely abysmal, dude. The worst of this franchise of Cars and Planes movies. Today I'm talking about the year after that. We got a movie in 2014 called Planes, Fire, and Rescue. And I had heard that this was a little bit better than the first Planes film, and I'm going to be honest with you, this is a massive step up for the most part. I think this is better than Cars 2, which I was not a fan of. Thought it was pretty rough. But Cars 1 and 3 are still the top of the series for me. And yeah, I already saw 3 before I got the chance to watch these Planes films. I thought those came after Cars 3, but apparently they didn't, like I talked about in my previous videos. But gotta tell you, Planes, Fire, and Rescue, not a bad movie at all. It's pretty decent, man. A lot of the same people come back, like Dane Cook. The brother Robert from Everybody Loves Raymond is back here. He's kind of got a smaller role than in the first movie, but he's here again. You also have people like Ed Harrison here, who kicks ass. And Joe from Family Guy. I cannot remember the guy's name to save my life. In the actor's name, I mean. Anyway, so in this movie, Dusty Cropphopper, he's flying for racing and a living and stuff, and essentially he gets what's basically an injury, but there's some kind of issue with his plane self, whatever, his body. I don't know what to call it. Anyway, he has an issue and he's not supposed to race anymore, or he could crash and die. And they kind of deal with a really complicated issue for a kid's movie that kind of surprised the hell out of me. And mind you, this is Disney, not Pixar. This is Disney that made this. Even though Disney owns Pixar, this is not a Pixar film once again. This was kind of deep subject matter. It really surprised me that this happened. Essentially, they're dealing with the idea of Dusty, now that he can't do his dream anymore. The whole first movie was centered on this idea that despite his fears of heights and stuff, that he won the race. Being a plane and racing other planes, and that he was going to do that for a living. But now he has this injury, very much like football stars and stuff get later on in their career, and sometimes early in their career, and they can't do what they wanted to do their whole lives ever again. And essentially, this movie is also starting off with a dedication to the fire and rescue squads out there, and people like cops and whatever. And I thought that was really genuinely nice. It kind of shows the difference between Disney in 2014, before they put out their first Star Wars movie, and what they became post Last Jedi in 2017, when they fucking hate everybody. And they just talked shit to everyone all the time. This movie is starting off with a dedication to firefighters and stuff. And I thought that was awesome. I thought that was really awesome and genuinely sweet. But Dusty goes from doing what he always wanted to do his whole life, living his dream, to now being injured too much that he can't do this again. And despite trying, he's realizing he can't do it anymore. And they have a fire locally that Dusty and the other buddies help out with in putting out. And the guy who's like the fire truck in the town, he's older, he's kind of wacky. He's the crazy old man of the town, And he probably shouldn't be in charge of this. He has, like, investigators investigating why he handled the fire the way he did. And so he's about to lose his job, essentially, and it's kind of Dusty's fault for causing the fire in the first place one night. So Dusty actually goes out and tries to become... he wants to get training to kind of take over that job as a firefighter type of plane, where they fly over fires and forests and stuff, and they throw down like that water and that powder shit to try to put out fires. And a lot of the movie is dedicated to that in a very much a training montage type of way. And it seems like the place that he goes, they literally have fires in the woods like every other day. It's what it seems like. It seems like those fires pop up literally all the time. It's kind of wacky, but it is a kid's film in that regard. But overall, the handling of this movie, whether it be the performances, the dialogue, the writing, and again, the themes, This is 2 years after Dark Knight Rises and Skyfall, so we're dealing with this heroes struggle type of movie, heroes getting too old type of struggle in movies, and to have that in an actual kids film, not just a more grown-up, realistic Batman movie, a cartoon movie, it kind of surprised me, to be honest with you. Fire and Rescue, it's trying to do stuff to prepare kids for what real life is actually like. And damn, at 31 years old, I gotta tell you, this is quite a film for that. I enjoyed it. I thought the animation most of the time, probably about 90% of the time, looked so much better than the first Planes film, where it felt like so much of it reminded me of that JJ the Airplane cartoon from when I was a kid. The scary-ass face on the front of that one airplane. A lot of the animation from that first film, when it's not the dream sequences or the ending sequence with the racing, a lot of the animation there, when characters are standing around talking in that first movie, looked like that JJ cartoon from when I was a kid in the 90s. And I think that cartoon was older than me. I think it was like from the 70s or 80s. I don't know. But it looked like that kind of cheap-ass, early, back-in-the-day CGI animation. It did not look good, like Beast Wars type of animation, from what I remember of that. But then you had those dream sequences. They looked amazing. Most of this film looks like the dream sequences from that first movie. So they really stepped up their game here for the animation and just the visuals, the detailing of it, especially with all the forests and trees and stuff. All of that was really so much better done here. I would also say, again, I think the first film was awful. I don't think I laughed maybe more than once in the entire movie, and it was more of a chuckle when I did laugh in that first film. Here it got a few laughs out of me, but it's not really a funny movie, even though it's for kids. I could see kids walking out of this bored, to be honest with you, because it's such heavy subject matter, and they're trying to throw in some jokes to bring some levity here and there, but I don't really know what Disney was thinking with that, to be honest with you. I appreciate it, and again, for the subject matter, it is more of a serious topic that I think should be handled more serious, even for a kids' film. But they walk a fine line with that, and I don't really know how to bring that out more to you all unless you've seen the film, but it kind of surprised me what they did with that here. Planes, Fire, and Rescue, I was not expecting to be as good as it was. And again, being more of a training montage of Dusty getting into being a fire and rescue type of plane. It has its moments that are really, really good, and it has its kind of dull moments with characters talking, but you're going to have that, whatever. But it was really good. I enjoyed this so much better than the first film in every way possible. It's like they knew the reception of that first film was going to be so poor, and they just had to step up their game. They had to have been making these side by side at the same time to be a year after that first movie. But I'm very impressed. So anyway, have you seen Planes, Fire, and Rescue? What would you rank this out amongst all the Cars and Planes movies? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, because this one's probably in my top 3, to be honest with you. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. I kind of like this more than Cars 2 because of the way they handle the themes. But Cars 2 is like, I don't know, man. It goes too far. It goes too far compared to what this is trying to do. So I kind of like this one. It's kind of in my top 3, to be honest with you, behind the first and third Cars movies. But I'd love to hear what you all have to say about it down below. Let me know. Thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all. Catch you later. And did it surprise you if your kid dragged you to see this? Did it surprise you that this was better than the first one? Or did this one rot your brain too? I'd love to hear that down below too. Definitely a solid above average movie for me. God bless you guys. Catch you later, and goodbye.